Right, scene three, ladies, really quick. It's just a plot scene, really. This is where Ferdinand and the Cardinal receive from Bossler the news that he discovered in the previous scene about Antonio being the father, the husband of a duchess, the person they've been looking for, basically. Just a couple of good bits. Look at that first line, the Cardinal saying, "Must we turn soldier then?" We join these characters mid-conversation about the war. But it's easy to forget it's happening in the background of a story. And you might as well forget it because it's not very important. But it is important here for Webster's attack on Catholicism. The Cardinal here being so willing to transform from a person of high religious authority to a weapon of war. And he does make that transformation in the next scene. I don't know about you. I just find it really interesting about Webster that he's so progressive in his attitudes toward women, toward social class difference, but not to Catholicism. I just think it's the one area where he doesn't challenge established views of his contemporary era. He plays along with that anti-Catholic sentiment. So it is an interesting aspect to with Webster. It's a good scene if you're a Malatesti fan. You get to enjoy a brilliant name a bit more here. But we don't really need to worry about all this stuff. What we do need to worry about is... We're not worried about it, enjoy it, is when Bossler comes onto the scene with his business to deliver his earth-shattering news. What's good to think about here is the staging, and I think actually it might be best if I draw it. Notes. There's a chance you might see something you shouldn't see here. Oh no, it's alright, it's just a bit of Arabic. It's okay. So, let's, think about what the stage looks like here. Doink, doink, doink. I mean, there's various ways to portray this scene, obviously, but this is essentially what Webster's dictating. At the back of the stage, let's say you've got the Cardinal. Yeah. And I love Ferdinand's big collar. There's Ferdinand's. Oops, he's not looking that happy. And, oh god, how do you draw a Bossler? Let's do the... sinister sort of Palpatine-ish spy character. Bossler with his eyes. Yeah, they're all at the back of the stage, and the audience doesn't actually hear their voices. They're talking about Antonio, but we don't hear them. What we hear, no one cares about these people, so I won't draw them very well, we care about Delio. Let's give Delio a nice happy face, because he's a good guy. What we hear are the characters of Silvio, Pescara, no one cares about them, and Delio. Talking. I say no one cares because they're just low-ranking courtiers. They're very minor characters. They're here purely as a functional aspect. We don't want to get to know their personalities or talk to them or anything like that. But the audience here are these three characters talking about the three at the back and talking about how the three at the back are reacting, how they're talking. We don't actually hear the news that Bossler gives first hand, which is weird, isn't it? Why does Webster do that? Wouldn't it be more dramatic for us to hear Bosler say, "Yo, guys, you never guess what? You know, the Duchess's husband, this Antonio dude," and Ferdinand going, "Oh, what?" Really dramatic monologue. No, we don't get any of that. Why not, do you think? I mean, it's an interesting question, and I'm sure you can come up with your own interesting answers. The way I see it is that Webster here is part of the way he shapes this very unstable sense of the political arena. It's a bit like gossip, isn't it? People talking about other people, and the audience are the recipients of that gossip. You don't get the news firsthand. You don't get direct, unbiased, unfiltered access towards Bosler's news here. I think it's Webster's way of reflecting that unstable, corrupted, courtly environment to the audience. So it can be a useful scene for that. If you've got a question, if you're writing about corruption or power being corrupted in any way, the staging here is quite a useful thing to use. Let's whip back to the text. There's not much else to look at, ladies. So just a couple of things. Some stuff on Bosler here. In the previous scene, we talked about how Bosler's character is beginning to transform a bit. He's beginning to align a bit towards the Duchess. I think the audience's alignment is played with a bit here, because look what Delio says about Bosler. I knew him in Padua. A fantastical scholar. We've not heard that before, have we? That Bosler was actually a scholar, a man of intelligence, not just an intelligencer. Webster is breaking someone else out of an archetype here. He's broken the Duchess out of a lusty widow. What's the archetype that he's breaking Bosler out of? House Point, if you remember, it's that malcontent stock archetype. We're being shown a new dimension to Bosler here. He's a man of profound intelligence, a student of the classics, aligning again with the Renaissance humanist audience. And so we see Pescara likes to talk about them. He says things about, we detect the sort of anger of Ferdinand here. I like the bit here, the simile of Ferdinand laughing like a deadly cannon. We infer that this is when Ferdinand has heard that Antonio's the husband. The laugh like a deadly cannon seems like a suitably manic response from someone like Ferdinand. Then we come back to the voice of the main characters here, and nothing too profound, but nice bit for the cardinal's hypocrisy. Does she make religion her riding hood? He's heard how the Duchess is pretending to make a pilgrimage, so religion's like an item of clothing that she can put on and take off. Very hypocritical when the cardinal's just been talking about having to transform into a soldier. And we see him in the next scene. Actually, we physically see him taking off his religious vestments and replacing them with the armour of a soldier. And I think that's it, really. Yeah. Read things about Antonio. Bosler. Given commands by Ferdinand. Oh yeah, we better just mention this too. Very briefly. Yeah. Ferdinand gives Bosler instruction to write to the Duke of Malfi, the Duchess's child that she had with her first husband, and tell him about what the Duchess has done. This is seen as, critics seem to think that this is a boo-boo by Webster, a mistake, because this was the only mention of the Duchess having had a son with her first husband. It's not really useful. It's perhaps not even that interesting. It's just... it's one of those... If you've ever written a novel and self-published it on Amazon, and you look back and see all the proofreading errors that you didn't catch, you resonate with this, because it's just a mistake that Webster made. Gosh, I really shouldn't have talked about that at all. I should just shut up, ladies, and leave it there, because I've rambled on long enough. We will come back to Act 3, Scene 4. We're doing well for progress and time, so it's all good. Concentrate on your coursework, but try and... I'm not even going to say it, because I'm just going to stop talking, ladies. Although I should just say, remember, the coursework deadline is the first day back after half term.